And today we have a reading for you about a person who is stepping into an abundant chapter in their life after having gotten through some pretty difficult experiences and lessons with people that were not very trustworthy. But I do think it has taught you quite a lot about your own value and the things that you're willing to put up with, or the people that are still in your inner circle for a reason. But we have companionship and abundance coming through. So I do feel like there's abundance in terms of material or like financial stability. So I do think there's going to be an increase in terms of what you're making or how you feel you're able to pay the bills. But I also feel like this abundance is going to include perhaps like a new best friend or a new romantic partner. There's a sense of I've got what I need, but I also have the support around me that I've been looking for. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of Wind Chime Time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Hello, Key Controller. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. And thank you to those that have checked out my candles on Etsy. That's also in the description box. I think we shall start with, we'll go with the Jack-o'-lantern tarot. What else do we have? Five of Swords, Three of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. So I think this reading is for someone who would consider themselves to be a little bit of a lone wolf. That doesn't mean you have zero people that you trust. I just think that you have probably gone from having a pretty decent sized network of friends to, I talked to those two people. Or I have this cool thing going on, but I haven't told anyone yet. I do think that you've kind of closed off a little bit to previous friend groups or, former coworkers. And it's because you dealt with people that you couldn't trust. So you don't tend to seek out those social events more often than necessary. I think you do like to remain connected in some way, but I think you have been a little bit to yourself. Hello, April. Hello, Gianna. How are we doing today? Justice. Queen of Swords in the reverse. And the Knight of Cups in the reverse. So I do think that you are seeing things improve in your finances and your job security. For some of you, this could involve like your own business, or, maybe you sell a house and it does great for you, or you sell some stocks, something along those lines. But things are getting better for you in terms of feeling like you've got everything that you need. And then there's someone here, and I feel like when you encounter this person, initially you're like, not about it, not interested. Maybe you're in a bad mood, maybe they're in a bad mood, but I feel like the first exchange is a little bit like, I don't like that. Why would you say it that way? I don't think you would, from that situation, consider that you could become best friends with this person, or that you would maybe even be interested in them romantically. But you have companionship coming in, somebody who's going to be like very close to you. And I think initially you're kind of like, I don't know about you. You seem a little bit off. I think maybe someone's just in a bad mood, or maybe you really do just feel very strongly about which NFL team is best. There's something here where at the outset, it's not looking like you would end up being friends or attracted to each other, but there's also something about the fiery energy here, or the tension, that enables the two of you to realize that maybe there's something a little bit more substantial to this person. Maybe they've got a little bit better understanding of life than some of the people that you've dealt with before. Hello, Third Eye. Hello, Nat Nat. How we doing? Hello, Walk. How's it going? We have the Knight of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the Nine of Cups. So initially this person irritates you. Maybe, maybe you're going to the grocery store and somebody has parked like a complete, what's the least offensive way I can go about this? Usually I'm going for maximum offense, you guys. They don't know how to park, okay? And you see them walking into the grocery store and you're like, I thought you would look exactly like that. Someone who doesn't park right here. Yep. But then maybe you talk to them in the grocery store. Maybe you see them on another occasion and they're actually quite funny, or they're wearing a band t-shirt and it's your favorite band. There's something here where it shifts from judging you, like side eye, to, oh, you're actually kind of cool. I think I need to update my, like, how I perceive you and give you another chance. And you start to realize that this is somebody who is interesting. That you had assumed this person was, kind of run of the mill or just like everybody else, in part because you have this concern that there are a lot of toxic people out there, that this would be an Emperor in the reverse, but it was actually Judgments in the reverse. You misreading that person, probably because you're having a rough day. It could be the other person, but it's kind of more likely that it would be you. Sorry. So you just got to make sure that your intuition is actually guiding you. Because this is someone you could initially, like, you could miss out on this person just because of a joke that you don't necessarily appreciate in the moment. Hey, Midnight. You first. Hello, Hannah. I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Orange. What's up? I don't think I'm like the mouthpiece for that. I think there are plenty of people who have different opinions on that, hon. We've got the Tower in the reverse. This is not somebody who has some massive, chaotic, dramatic situation going on. This is someone who I feel is humble, but happy with their existence. I do feel like they are a little bit of a black sheep. It feels like they've kind of had a similar isolation, maybe gone through that spiritual awakening and realized they needed to cut off like a couple of those friends or go no contact with some of those family members. So I do think that you both are a little bit similar in terms of being a bit of a hermit, but for pretty good cause. Three of Cups in the reverse. Queen of Wands and the Ace of Wands. There is physical attraction for most of you. For some of you, this is a like new best friend or a really great friend that's coming in. But I do think that, and it could be both of those things, I do think that there's someone here who's looking at you like, well, who is this? And there is a concern that you might be a little bit too good to be true. Like, it would be really great to have a 10 of Cups with you, but I feel like there's got to be some sort of secret that you're hiding. So you both are basically like looking at each other like, I don't know. Are you legit? I don't trust you. Hold on, let me do a background check real quick. Because you do it with a notebook and a pen, you guys. That's how you do a background check. Hello, Steve. What's up? Hello, Tara by Nature. What's going on? Yep. Baby timeouts happen to those who cannot act like adults. It happens. We got the 8 of Wands in the reverse, the 2 of Wands, and the Sun. This is someone who gets it. This is someone who has gone through something similar to you. They've had a different path. Maybe they grew up elsewhere. Maybe they have a different background. Maybe you've had very disparate like educations or the focus that you've had for a career. But there's something here that you have very much so in common. Probably an emotional connection, family tie, or a relationship in your past that enabled both of you to kind of like, grow up or see things differently, understand yourselves, or regain your voice after a difficult time. And this makes it easy for you to see after that initial road bump, anyways, after that initial, like, what did you just say? Then there's this, oh, you again. Eight of Cups in the reverse. You see this person again, and it's funny. It's like, yeah, we can joke about that. And also, I didn't realize that you were also interested in Russian literature. There's something here that you bond over. I don't think it's very common. It's not like you love football. There's a lot of people that love football. This is like somewhat obscure. And you're like, really? Did we just become best friends? Empress in the reverse, Seven of Cups. Okay, so you dealt with somebody who was emotionally manipulative. Again, it could have been a family connection. It could have been an ex. But the two of you are like, oh, you too? Yeah, how did you get out of it? How did you figure it out? How did you find your own path? How did you heal from that situation? Cool. Let's talk about it. Seems like you have more in common than you initially expect, and both of you are kind of like pleasantly surprised. Like, I'm used to just kind of being on my own in this, right? Hello, Sophia. How are you doing? What else do we have? Divine Masculine and Shocking. So we have two individuals that have had to leverage this Divine Masculine energy within them. Does not mean that we're dealing necessarily with two men. It just means that we have two people who in their separate lives have had to kind of like take control, find a way to address this problem, or I think I need to stop hanging out with this person. I think I need to move away from that situation. There was turmoil or difficulty in the past and someone has overcome it. And now it's like you're so used to battling through these difficult, tumultuous times that when you are faced with somebody who is kind-hearted or compassionate or wants to be a good friend or partner to you, you might be a little bit like, what? I'm not, is that a thing? Do people do that? Hello, Seb. How are you doing? Abandoned, left out, walked away, cold. Second chance, reconciliation, making amends, opportunity, perspective, better off, happiness, clear headspace. I think you or your person or both, and again, keep in mind, this could be somebody that you are dealing with more in a platonic way, have had to like rebuff or reject someone from the past. I don't want to go back to that friendship. I don't want to go back to that relationship. I can't continue to deal with my sibling when they treat me that way. So I have to cut them off. I'm better off without this person. So you've overcome cutting off people. And the two of you probably had a lot. It's specifically calling out family, by the way. Probably had a lot that you had to trim back in terms of your social network. Some of you may have given up social media. Some of you may have just been a little bit, happy with the block button. But this person comes back around and is asking for a new beginning. Some friend or family member, maybe even an ex, and you're not about it. You're staying to yourself. Then you meet this new person. Now you're rethinking, maybe it is time for this new beginning, just not with that person that came back around. I'm ready to be more social, or I'm ready to like retire the hermit hat and go out for dinner or go catch a hockey game, baseball, I don't know, something. Because it's been been too long, and they feel like they're gonna kind of like lose how to deal with people, or how to like make friends, how to get to know people, if they get a little too comfortable with that. Hello, Amen. Third eye. So we've got Page of Cups, Queen of Wands. You have offers coming in. This abundance is impacting your financial and your social, like, quadrant. You've manifested people that are actually trustworthy. So you're coming through as this Queen of Wands, somebody who has that magic, that ability to draw people in. There are people who want to get to know you, and this Queen of Cups is either a really genuine love interest or someone who would be an excellent friend. What else? Four of Swords and the Sun. With the Tower in the reverse. So we have someone acknowledging that it doesn't always have to be about cutting people off or blocking them. Sometimes it's about, hey, like, you actually get it, and this is somebody I want to be close to. Sometimes you have to adjust and remember that it's not always someone who's lying to you. It's not always someone who wants to, use you and walk away. This is someone who's saying, you know what, I think this could be the type of friendship that I'm looking for, or this could be the type of relationship that I have wanted to find. So I'm not going to just like run away from it. I want to enjoy it, right? Hello, Joyce. How are you doing? Hey, Rachel. What's up? So we have the Six of Swords. Things are getting better for you. So as they improve, make sure that you're also able to accept or see the good energy coming towards you. I feel like there's multiple types of abundance. So I really think that for most of you, this is your money's improving, you find or meet a new friend, and you also have some new love that is taking off. This is because you've been focused on what you need to. I'm not saying that the work is done. I'm just saying you're coming through as this King of Wands, somebody who knows what they want. And previously you came out as the Queen of Wands. So definitely heavy on the fire energy, which is about boldness, doing what you need to do. But we could also have Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius featured prominently in your chart or your person's chart. Ten of Swords and the Page of Swords in the reverse. So don't assume the worst about the people that you encounter going forward. It's not always going to be people who are in it for themselves. There's a risk that you read this person or don't bother to even think about them because you assume that everyone's out to betray you. So if you judge this person without really getting to know them, you'll probably miss out on a friendship or a relationship that is exactly what you've been looking for. So this is a warning, the happiest kind of warning you can get. You've got multiple kinds of abundance coming to you. Make sure that you recognize them and don't miss out on them, right? Make sure that you see that this is someone who is genuine. They want to actually be a good friend to you. Don't want to miss out on actually encountering like a good person, somebody who would be honest with you. I'm proud of you, Tarot by Nature. Good for you. Exactly. What else do we have? So you've said goodbye to the toxic energy. You know, you have more important things to be doing with your time. I feel like you were able to get confirmation of your intuition regarding the people that you kind of figured out you needed to walk away from. But there's this concern that as you approach a new chapter or as you're meeting new people, you're going to be looking a little bit too much for that toxic energy. When you're getting to know someone who really does have this unconditional love for you or will. So you got someone good coming towards you, and maybe even more than one. Maybe a friend and a lover. Lover. Hamster wheel and crickets. So there's going to be changes with regards to the financial troubles that you may have experienced recently. But you got to make sure, in order to keep that moving in a positive direction, that you're willing to open up to somebody and be vulnerable, whether it's a friendship or a romance. It's saying be open to the new people, because these are the results of your actions. This is the good karma that you've been waiting for, and we'll be a little bit mad if we went to all the trouble of wrapping that present and putting it under the Christmas tree, and then you just like let it sit there until February. I would be mad, you know? Oh, you're so welcome, Tarot by Nature. Yes, exactly. Crushed, sad, broken, feeling alone. And denial, not facing truth, irrational, and reasoning. So for some of you, you have been a bit of a lone wolf, or you haven't really had that close friend or close relationship that you've been wanting. Be cautious of expecting that to continue forever. Your denial could actually impede or make impossible your new friendship or this new relationship if you're so determined to see that come true. There is the divine feminine coming out to match the divine masculine. So I said the two of you here have had to leverage this divine masculine energy recently to make changes in your life. So the universe is saying, cool, now let's see you flex that divine feminine energy wherein you fall in love with somebody, or where you can be an excellent friend to somebody who is also going to be a great friend to you. So make sure you're open to new people, connecting with people who want to be good to you. Maybe we'll get the community card. This is the signs of the times. Hello, Sosa. How are you doing? Hello, Frederick. What's going on? Mirror, reflection, number 29. You both have gone through a period of reflection and realized that there are things that you needed to work on. I feel like you've both had those in progress for a while, but there's also something here about this person being like very similar to you, or the complement or the balance to you. Reflection, mirror. You have something very specific that you have in common. This is also somebody who is focused on goals or dreams of theirs. At the same time, I feel like you both are interested in finding someone meaningful to share that with. Just maybe struggling with the idea of like, how does that actually happen and how long do I have to wait for that? So wonder, firefly, someone who has been keeping a hope alive. Now we have some divine guidance. Someone who feels like they've been lucky to happen upon this new friend or this new romantic interest. What do we want? We'll go with the Golden Art Nouveau. I like it. Did I say hello to Carrie? I think I did. What else do we have? Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, Two of Wands, and the Eight of Wands in the reverse. Some of you get a little bit impatient waiting for something to change. I feel like it's a person. Don't get so caught up waiting for something or some situation to change that you miss out on the good things that are coming in for you. I feel like many of you have already done the bulk of the work here. Like, I forgive you. I know it didn't work out. I just need to be honest with myself about what I've learned from this situation and what I need to do now because I don't want to waste any more time here. The Empress. The Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. And the Four of Wands. So it is on the heels of getting over a pretty significant loss that we have these two healed individuals, or, you know, people who prioritize healing, because we always have something we can work on, right? It's like a house needs renovations. There's always something you can do. I do feel like this heads towards a very serious relationship, or, you know, the kind of person that you will have around when you have major accomplishments. So if this is a friendship, this is going to be somebody who's like, you know, going to be there rooting you on when you get your promotion, or when you buy a house, or when you have a kid. This is someone who wants to be supportive. Queen of Swords, Magician, the Hierophant. This individual that you're about to meet is someone who is very intelligent and observant. This is someone who has made the most of what they had available to them, and I feel like they don't really complain. They might have been a little bit of a whiner long ago, but I think this is somebody who has a greater appreciation for how your mindset impacts what actually happens. So I think they have kind of like retrained themselves to be a little bit more positive than they may have been otherwise. Hello, B. How are you doing? Sun in the reverse, and the Five of Swords in the reverse, with the Devil in the reverse. So don't worry. You're actually encountering some people who you don't have to be watching closely, who you don't have to worry about whether or not they're trying to, you know, steal your spouse, or whether or not they're talking negatively about you behind your back. These are people who have integrity or morals very similar to yours, or seek to be respectful of where those differ, right? Nine of Cups and the Knight of Wands. So don't miss out on it. You have multiple rewards coming in. Good karma for your actions. Let's get a little bit more. Tell me more about this new person. This is encouraging you to be more spontaneous. You might have a pretty predictable schedule or routine that makes it difficult to encounter someone new, but that someone new is a person who is going to be quite a positive influence on your life and provide support that you're going to need at some point. This is a person who prioritizes healing, and somebody who knows how to express those emotions in a healthy way. They're not, you know, hung up on jealousy or competitive. This is someone that you would be able to ask for help from, and someday that might be something you need. So, you know. All right, this is the Tarot Familiars. Hey, what's up, Shaggy? How you doing? 9 Subway sandwiches? Key controller. I think 7 is just fine. That's a lot of food. What else do we have? Judgment. Ace of Wands. Four of Cups in the reverse. Have you ever had an angry cat telling you what to do? I have. That facial expression is pretty on point there. And the noise that I would associate with it would be... My cat Stewie used to yell at me all the time. He'd be like, why did you think that you could go away for like 5 days and have some strange lady come in here and feed me food? Like, that's not okay. We need to talk about this. You've got something like picking at you. You might see some interesting signs. You might have some interesting dreams, but I feel like the universe is trying to shake you up a little bit and say, hey, what are you doing over there? You got to make a different decision because you might miss out on something amazing because you're so used to telling people to get lost. Don't miss out on what can happen when you have the right support and friends around you just because you've encountered a few people who really don't know how to be a good friend. Oh, thank you, Nat Nat. Anything I should know of my future person? Know of future person. I've added that for you, Nat Nat. Thank you. Hello, Ryder. How are you doing? Oh, thank you. Wheel of Fortune. The Sun. And the Three of Cups. I think you have two people coming in for you. One person is a very good match for you romantically, and one person is a really good friend. This is the like restocking process for your social situation. Like, hey, looks a little bit light back there. Would you like to, you know, replenish? Would you like to meet some new people? Because we had to like rearrange a little bit, right? There's some people that you can trust. Okay, so let's find some people that you can, right? Hello, Monique. How are you doing? Ooh, Queen of Wands. Okay. The Hanged Man and the Page of Swords. So you're about to get information that is connected to this situation, and it might require that you make a decision. And this is saying, go big or go home. Don't take the safe route because your intuition's already telling you there's something here that's going to work for you. You've already got some sort of confirmation. It's telling you it's time to take a little bit of a leap of faith and believe that there could be somebody out there that wants to be, at the very least, a great friend to you, if not somebody who wants to love you the way that you deserve to be loved, right? All right, let's move on to those personal questions. We've got anything that I should know of regarding the future person. What does Nat Nat need to know for the future person? Five of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. This is someone who's been neglected or left out in the cold by a person who I think promised to be there for them. Could be a family member, could be an ex. But the process here that your future person is going through is letting go of expectations or a sense of obligation with a person they'd known for a long time. So it could be a divorce. It could be a going no contact with someone in the family. So this is someone who's going through it right now. 5 of Wands in the reverse. There's some introspection taking place regarding who this person should really be associating with or who they want to connect to. Kind of ties into the general reading, but This is like, now that I see what has really been going on, or who I can really trust, or who's still friends with me after the breakup, now I have a better idea of what I want going forward. So this is growth, maturity, right? Hello, A, how are you doing? Hello, Valdis, how are you? We've got the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Thank you, Nana. This loss teaches strength and some important, I don't know, self-respect to this person that you're going to eventually be with. Seven of Swords and the Four of Swords in the reverse. It does take a little while for them to get over the betrayal or the difficulty that they've dealt with in this relationship. So it's not like an easy, like, okay, I feel like being over this now. Press a button and now I'm fine. No, this is somebody who's been kind of struggling to let go of how someone could treat them that way. Hello, Titanium. How are you doing? Hello, Michelle. How are you doing? Page of Swords and the Emperor. So, Nat, this is someone who's really finding that divine masculine side. I would just say I feel like the general reading probably applies because there's two people going through a lot, becoming, you know, a better version of themselves because they overcome these challenges. But divine timing is making sure that you encounter somebody who's ready for something that you're ready for. All right, this is the Tarot de la Nuit, and I'm going to see if Monique is dealing with some inheritance. Is there an inheritance from Monique's father for Monique? This says yes. I feel like you're going to find out about it. Like, get proof of it. We have the Empress and the Tower. Yeah, I feel like there's some... It's like it was extra squirreled away, you know? Might have taken a little extra time for it to be discovered. My condolences, by the way. But I do think that there's someone here who wanted to make sure that if there's anything I can do to help you get to this Empress energy or feel very protected and safe, then I want to make sure that I can contribute to that. Yeah, there's communication coming in about something that's been saved. It could just be like an insurance policy. It could be, you know, liquid assets. But there's something that has kind of flown under the radar. All right. I haven't used the Wild Unknown for a while. Titanium said I could use a read. Just make sure you like or subscribe. That's all I ask. But let's see what we've got for you. What message does Titanium need? Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Sun, which is the Page of Wands in the reverse. I mean, this is warning of a loss. An unfair loss. This is like somebody charging you more than they should, or someone taking something from you. Nine of Wands. Four of Wands. Okay, so this is a warning letting you know that there's something of value within your apartment or home, and you have the ability to protect this thing, but it's currently not protected. So, I mean, obviously that could be more of a digital thing, like making sure that your computer has a password on it, or this could be like, do you have a safe for like the expensive watch you have? There's something here that you need to protect that is not protected. Is there somebody who wants to steal this thing? It could be a password for, you know, financial account. Yeah, there's someone here who's feeling like they can do something shady and you wouldn't be able to figure it out. Or if you did figure it out, you wouldn't call the cops on me. I think you're going to figure it out. So this is the thing that you're supposed to protect. You're going to find a way to protect it. It could be cash. It could be something valuable. It could be an account that you need to change your password on, or maybe you're removing someone off a credit card. But this is saying avoid a loss by adding an additional layer of protection. Hello, love you too. What's up? Is there anything here for titanium in regards to love? There's someone who's not over you. A Queen of Wands could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But they also come through as the Mother of Cups, which is the Queen of Cups. This person is pretty convinced that there's more to this story, that your romance is not done yet. Seven of Pentacles, Ace of Wands in the reverse. The issue is this person actually capable of investing what they need to? Judgment. I think this is someone who wants to do the most, and like there's determination and there is a desire to say what they need, but I don't know if you're willing to like rely on this. Is this person reliable with this desire? No. See, I think you probably know this. This person comes back around. They're like, oh, you can't leave me. We've got to have like another chance. And your opinion is you can talk a big game or you make these promises, but then when it comes to like actually following through, I'm like disappointed. So like, why would I continue to give you choices or options or like more time? I think you're over it. But this person's going to come back around and say, we're not done. We should have another round. Let's try to figure it out again. Yeah, I think it's good to move forward. Hello, Heidi. I'm gonna leave it there, y'all. I love you. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping if you're able to, and I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.